There's this kind of woman who walks into a room and doesn't need to be loud to be seen. She's not performing, she's not hiding, she's not begging for attention, and she's not running from it either. We tend to call that presence or elegance or grace, but the root of it is something we almost never talk about correctly, and that is modesty. Before we go anywhere into this lesson, I need to be clear about something because I think there are some women who feel stuck when it comes to modesty. Most of us were not introduced to modesty as a lifestyle. We were introduced to it as a rule book, a list of what not to wear, what not to show, what not to post, what not to want. When something is introduced to you through restriction, it starts to feel like a punishment. It starts to feel like you're being told to be smaller, quieter, less like the goal is to disappear, just tastefully. But here's the honest truth I want you to sit with for a second. Modesty was never designed to make you invisible. It was designed to make you unmistakable. The women who embody real modesty are not women who are hiding. They're women who are anchored. And there is a massive difference when it comes to those who get it and those who don't. If I could give you one framework from this entire episode, it would be this. Modesty has 3 different roots, 3 different soil types, and the roots determines the fruit. Same outfit, same neckline, covered neckline, same modest hem, completely different women depending on where it is growing from. One root is fear-based modesty. Fear-based modesty sounds like this. I can't wear this because of what people might think. I can't wear this because a man might look. I can't wear this because I'll be judged at church. It's not rooted in who she is. It's rooted in who she is afraid of. And I can say this with confidence because that used to be me. I used to be one of those women who wore things not because I actually liked them, not because they reflected who I was. I wore them because of what other people might think if I didn't. And the thing that finally exposed it, the moment those people weren't watching, because when the people I was dressing for were not watching, I dressed completely different. I dressed and wore the things that I loved. I reached for things that actually felt like me. And that was the quiet proof that I had been dressing from fear the whole time. I wasn't dressing for God. I wasn't dressing for myself. I was dressing to avoid being judged. And here's what that actually does to a woman over time. It builds resentment. It builds resentment towards fashion, resentment towards the rules, resentment towards your own closet, and resentment towards the church. I started to lose the entire point of dressing with elegance because elegance is not a performance for other people. It's an expression for who you are. Without realizing it, I stopped dressing for myself. I started dressing like an old lady, no disrespect. Okay. And not elegant, just hidden, right? Not refined, just muted. Because when fear is the driver, the goal stops being beauty. The goal becomes safety. That's the dangerous thing about this root. Fear-based modesty doesn't just change what you wear. It slowly distances you from your own sense of style. You comply for a season, but eventually you will rebel against the very thing that was supposed to protect you because it was never actually something that fits you. It never actually belonged to you. The second root is performance-based modesty. This is the one that most people, I won't tell you, but it's a sneaker. Because from the outside, it looks holy. It sounds like, I want people to see me as the put together one. I want to be classy. I want to be that classy friend. I want the algorithm to think I am soft, elegant type of woman. It's still about how you're perceived. It's just perception wearing a longer hem. And that's the part that nobody wants to say out loud. You can weaponize modesty for attention just as easily as anything else. The aesthetic becomes an idol. And root number 3 is confidence rooted modesty. This is the one this whole lesson is about. Confident rooted modesty doesn't start with the outfit, it starts with the woman. She's not asking, am I covered enough? She's asking, does this represent who I am? She's not reaching for modesty to escape attention. She's choosing it because she already knows her worth and she's not in the market to prove it. The same skirt can come from fear, or from performance, or from confidence. The outfit is never the issue, the root is. I went through this whole entire thing myself, and there was a season in my life where I thought I was being modest. I covered the right things, I dressed the right way, I had the aesthetic locked down. But if I'm being truthful, I wasn't confident. I was performing a version of a woman I hadn't actually become yet. And I think this is where a lot of women live. They don't even realize it when they're going through this phase. Dressed like her, posting like her, captioning like her, but still becoming her. I call it the identity gap. The identity gap is the distance between who you are trying to represent and who you actually know yourself to be. There is this gap between identity and your image. Your style will always feel inconsistent. One week you're trying to do this quiet luxury, and then next week you're back into something loud because the quiet wasn't actually you. This is not a style problem. This is an identity problem. You don't need a new wardrobe. Put that card down. You need a clear mirror. Confidence, modesty isn't a uniform, it's a posture. Let's talk practical for a minute, because the theory is pretty, but the application is what actually changes a woman. Confidence, modesty has 3 markers. You can feel her before you can explain her. 1, she dresses for alignment, not approval. She's not checking every room to see who's watching. Her outfit is decided before she left the mirror. The room doesn't get a vote. Number 2, she respects her body without resenting it. Fear-based women fight their bodies. Performance-based women perform theirs. Confident women honors theirs. She does not dress to hide a shape. She dresses to present a woman. 3, her presence does more work than her outfit. This is the one that separates women who look elegant from women who are elegant. A confident woman can walk in a room with a white t-shirt, straight leg jeans, and clean shoes and still command the room because the clothing isn't carrying her. She's carrying the clothing. And that's what elegance actually is. Not what she wore, but not what she wore, but who she was while wearing it. And that's on T. Now, you know me, I can't teach this lesson honestly without naming where it rooted for me, right? For me, modesty finally made sense when I stopped reading it as a fashion rule and started reading it as an identity statement. 1 Peter verse 3 doesn't tell women to be invisible. It tells them that their real adornment, the part that actually lasts, is the spirit within them, a gentle and quiet spirit. Quiet, not silent. Steady, not small. Proverbs 31, everyone knows this, says, she is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without the fear of the future. Read that again. She laughs. She's not hiding. She's not nervous. She is clothed in something that the outfit can't give. When your identity is grounded, your image stops being a costume. It starts being a confirmation. Your image should confirm your identity, not construct it. If you take nothing else from this lesson, take this, I beg. Modesty is not about shrinking yourself. It's about knowing yourself. It's not about being unseen. It's about being unshaken. A woman rooted and confident doesn't dress to disappear. And she doesn't dress to be chased. She dresses like someone who already knows she has been chosen by God, by purpose, by the life she actually is building. And that's what becoming her means. Not performing a version of a woman. Becoming her is becoming the woman your life is already asking you to be. If this lesson hit something in you, if you felt the gap between who you're presenting and who you know you're becoming, that's exactly the work I do inside my image consulting practices. We don't start from your clothes. We start with the woman. Then we build a wardrobe, a personal image that actually matches her. If this is a season you're in and you want to book with me, all of my information will be in the description box below. The next lesson, we're definitely getting practical, and we're going to talk about how to dress more modestly during the summer, because I beg, it's getting hot, but keep all your clothes. I'll see you there.